Escorts is a company which is buzzing in. It is up 7%. Numbers on a QOQ basis are looking very, very strong as far as Escorts are concerned. The management now joins us from a phone line, Mr. Bharat Madan, Group Financial Controller. Bharat, can you detail the numbers from us? What changed from the last quarter to this quarter? I'm talking about QOQ, in which the EBITDA as well as profitability is looking very strong.
Yeah, good morning, Pankaj. The numbers, if you look at quarter on quarter, obviously there's been an improvement in the volume. We have increased the volume on the domestic side by about 9%, and export on the tractor side has gone up by about 91% on the last corresponding basis. So overall, the EBITDA improvement has been there in this quarter. So if you see the construction business, which is showing a turnaround sign now, which is visible. So from a negative of close to 10 to 11 crores minus, it has gone to almost 1.5 crores minus now. So next quarter, we're expecting this construction business will likely see a turnaround, will be in a black. So overall, the margin improvement has been there. If you look at the EBIT margin, they have improved significantly from last quarter, from 3.1% to improved to 4.5%. So which is a positive trend. So we expect the trend to continue going forward with all the cost initiative that the company has taken, and the loss-making business also turning around.
Right. Do you expect these sort of margins to continue?
But it all depends on the volume. So looking at the volume, the way industry has behaved, last quarter we saw 22% decline in the industry, which is unprecedented. We never foresaw that sort of decline will happen to that extent. And January also, the way it's going, was shown 30% decline. So this quarter also, we're not expecting any major change. So we expect probably it will end up same way as Q3. So we expect some recovery to start happening from March onwards when the festive season is getting peak on. So hopefully the Rabi crop is expected to be good, and the monsoon prediction as now is coming as a normal. So probably things will start improving from FY16. In the first 6 months we still see it be slightly sort of flattish or slightly declining industry.
Can you talk about the construction space particularly, which has done well? Do you expect it to do well in the short run as well?
Yeah, so construction is one area where we are very hopeful. So on the infrastructure space, we expect the volumes will shoot up. So this is one positive factor for us. In spite of the decline in the industry in this particular period, our business has shown a very good growth. So I think that's one thing which is positive, and I expect the volumes will continue to swell and will likely be a turnaround year next year for this business for us.
And about the tractor space, how are you seeing Q4 and Q1? Do you expect it to be subdued? Some of the other companies told us that CapEx is unlikely to pick up in the next 6-8 months. Would that be a similar thought that you have?
The Q4 normally is a slower month than Q3 in the tractor industry, so we expect this will continue to be so. And Q4, the way it is going, I think it will end up probably in the same way as Q3, with slight decline in the industry, 15-20% degrowth is possible. And going forward also, I think Q1 we expect the same thing will continue. So I think it will take some time before we get a lot of favorable factors, and probably the budget announcement we'll see. Wait and watch, keeping our fingers crossed how the volumes go up.
Right. What do you sense in terms of rate cuts? If rate cuts tend to increase, would that spur the volume quite significantly in the tractor space?
Yeah, there will definitely be some positive impact with the diesel price going down, the interest rates going down. So I think the factors are getting positive going forward. So we expect the recovery should happen.
Sir, I actually could not hear you there. You said that once the rate cut happens?
Yeah, so the rate is going down, interest rates are going down, the diesel price is going down. So all the factors are getting positive for the industry. So it's only the food inflation, I think, which is in concern. So crop prices have been down. So if the crop prices also see some sort of recovery, we expect the demand should revive.
Right. We had Sanjeev Prasad from Kotak earlier, and he said that rate cuts are not the only way in which you can pick up demand. What else would you be looking at for rural demand to pick up on the tractor side?
So like I said, there are various factors. One is obviously the output, the crop, the yield which is going to be there, the crop prices, which has been one of the major reasons for the degrowth happening last time. Then obviously financing also plays a very crucial role, and depending on the delinquency which are rising in this industry, that has been one of the concerns being raised by the finance companies. So in certain pockets, a lot of delinquencies have happened when NPA levels have gone up. So it's another factor which we need to watch for. And obviously the monsoon will play a key role going forward, or really the predictions happen on that. If it's a normal monsoon, the recovery will happen.
Right. You have a railway products division which is small right now, but the new government focus has been on railway and railway pickup. How do you see that happening on the ground?
So as of now, we are not seeing the visibility of major announcements turning into orders, but yes, a lot of announcements have been made, so we expect that it should do well. So as of now, we got a 40 crores order book on the railway business for this quarter, which we expect to execute. And going forward, we'll wait for the announcement to happen and the things to get converted into orders. But as of now, the visibility is very low.
Right, Bharat, thank you so much for joining us here and detailing your numbers. That was the management of Escort saying that numbers are strong in Q3, 7% higher for the counter. Margins on a QOQ basis are specifically looking in quite strong. Just to check on some of the other broader market stocks, we did a market check in quite detail, but the broader markets are looking in strong.